Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. Clicked on to the long-range weather forecast discussion for March 7th to 21st. First, I want to talk about the severe weather going on. We have a pretty good squall line here, and we have severe thunderstorm watches and warnings in effect. We're going to look at them. We have one for Hines, Madison, and Rackham County, East Baton Rouge. Where else is this? Capella, Franklin, Lincoln, Madison, Yosa, Acadia, Lafayette, and St. Laundry counties. We have a line moving through here. Now, this side is the actual radar image of showing the rainfall and the storms. This side is showing the wind flow. The red is going towards the radar. The green is going away from the radar. We try to look for rotation. That's why we have that here. And there'll be a threat of a lot of severe weather going on across this region. We're going to take a look at the models now. What we have here, let's see. All right, what we have here, this supercell development. And right here where we have the storms occurring. You sneeze. This is where we had the greatest potential of supercells, and then it goes off to the east. And now here is the amount of energy in the atmosphere for these thunderstorms. And you can see we have a lot of energy here right where these storms are occurring, and they'll be occurring as we have this low pressure system developing in the Central Plains. We're going to look at this, what they call critical weather display. We have everything going on from severe storms, fire weather, heavy rain, and also snow with this system. So we're going to look at this first. We're going to look where we have the greatest threat of thunderstorms. You can see it right around us here. This area is enhanced. And the update for this area is in general. The ongoing forecast remains on track with only minor adjustments needed. An organized squall line, which I just showed you on radar, continues to push east across the lower Mississippi Valley. Regional radar imagery shows discrete, semi-discrete cells developing out ahead of the line across southeast Louisiana and southwest Louisiana. We'll go back to this radar. And that's around this area here. Now we see we have some report of hail going on. It's across this area here. So we'll go back to this. The greatest wind tornado threat is expected to remain across these regions and spread into southern Mississippi and Alabama through late afternoon and evening, as higher quality moisture denoted by dew points in the 60s spreads east in tandem with the axis of the stronger 40 to 50 mile an hour winds. There's a 5% wind of hail probabilities were expanded slightly across parts of northern Oklahoma, southern Kansas, where very cold temperatures aloft coupled with surface temperatures climbing into the 60s along behind a weak surface warm front. Isolated scattered convection is gradually developing within this zone. And there may be more sufficiently to pose a threat of isolated hail wind risk across regions. There is a 2% chance of tornado probabilities were maintained along the warm front probability, where low level velocity caps may be adequate for a brief, weak tornado. All right, so we have that going on there. We're going to back it up. Now we're going to look at the fire threat. With this system, we have a lot of wind and low humidity. And the update that's the latest trends in observation showed a cold front advances southward into the Permian Basin of Texas and northeast New Mexico. Just ahead of it, windy westerly downslope, sustained winds of 30 to 40 knots with gusts to 50 5 knots are occurring. Relative humidities will continue to fall fairly quickly ahead of the front, but cooler temperatures behind it should limit the duration of critical relative humidity later this afternoon. Considering the widespread rainfall that occurred last night and early this morning, high humidity anticipated for a portion of the region behind the front, the extreme area has been trimmed for most of the hill country, and extreme fire spreads conditions will likely be more confined to the Rio Grande River Valley and portions of southeast New Mexico and eastern Permian Basin, upper Trans-Pecos. The elevated areas are also trimmed for the same reasons. And this is where we have this going on, okay, with the fire conditions. Also, in addition, we have excessive rainfall forecasts. And we can see this is where we're expecting the heaviest rainfall to occur. And also with this, we also have the winter side of this. We're going to have, this is the winter storm severity index. So you see we'll have orange here, moderate impacts that expect disruptions in daily life, hazardous driving conditions, use extra caution while driving, closures and disruptions to infrastructure may occur. So this is where we have this area going on, and then we'll go into day 2 or day 1. This is where we have it. Day 2, this is where I meant to go. Then it kind of winds down and shifts more like into the west. So we'll look at that later on. So we have a lot of, this is a multi-facet storm system with all this, with this storm system. All right. So now we're going to get to the forecast, and this is for the forecast period from March 7th to the 11th. And what we have here is basically this trough, ridge trough configuration. The flow remains split. Here's the northern, here's the southern track, and we'll have a gradual flattening of the flow as this low lift, this trough or upper low lifts out, as this trough moves in, this ridge slice eastward. All right. Now, once this storm exits the first system, we're going to have another storm system that is forecast to develop near the west coast, and then move eastward, and it's forecast to split and be 2 separate waves. One will be across the Ohio Valley in the southern stream in its wake tracks just north along the Gulf Coast. You see the system right here. All right. So what we're expecting here, this system goes off the shore. Now we have this other system moving in. Now there's a possibility of a secondary here. We can see in the European, another secondary low. We wonder how this is going to interact. There's a lot of uncertainty. It looks like it doesn't for the most part and goes to the south. And then we'll look at the European ensembles. Keeps it relatively further south, but we have days to look at this, so we'll keep an eye on that. And we will have rain and mountain snows across Southern California and Southwest through Friday. You can see right here across Southwest, and the heavy snow possible across the Four Corners area. This will be where the heavy snow will be occurring. Okay, we're going to look at the pattern for March 12th to the 16th. Now what we have, a trough covers much of western North America. And we have a ridge here in the east with above normal heights across the high latitudes. See right here, okay? So for this forecast period, I am calling for above normal temperatures, much of this region here. Oh, this is the wrong map. Calling for below normal temperatures here with anomalies near 8 degrees below normal, mainly in this area here in the darker blue. Above normal temperatures for this region here with the numbers, they're 8 degrees above normal, mainly in this red area. And for precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation here, probability of occurrence 35%, below normal precipitation here, probability of occurrence in there 35%. Now we're going to look at the pattern for March 17th to the 21st. Now what we have here is the ensembles are showing this type of pattern. You see it like this, more of a trough, broad trough across the area. But the other models showing trough, ridge, trough configuration, and then we look at trough. But taking what's going on across Eastern Asia, you see that we have this trough moving out, replaced by higher heights, but also might be this other area below normal heights could move in. We have to keep an eye on that too. So I'm calling for this forecast period. Let me go to the map. Little change in temperature anomalies. And for precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence 35%. Below normal precipitation for this region, probability of occurrence near 35%. We're going to go back to the models, to the radar and see what we're going on. We don't see much change. Still have the same tornado watches and warning going in effect for this area with this squall line. This would bring a threat of tornado threats, maybe possible down across this area here. Parts of Louisiana into Mississippi. Threat of hail and wind damage will be mostly the threat from these storms. Okay, that's it for now. That is the long-range weather forecast discussion from March 7th to the 21st. And thank you for coming to Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day.